our attention has been drawn to this news report that appeared today in the Daily Mirror newspaper, headed by Premier to brief Vatican on progress of action taken. Easter Sunday attacks. We are giving this press conference in the midst of a difficult situation in this country. But when we are faced with such a situation where the government wants to go to the international community to solve problems, we have no other option but to ourselves condemn this move. It is sad that we have to speak about this during a press conference in the midst of this serious trouble we are having in this country. Today we are organizing in the Catholic Church 24-hour prayer program to ask the Lord to bless us and help this country to tide over this problem, not only this country but the whole of humanity, over this problem of COVID. But all the same, since this is a very secret plan that is being hatched by the government to try to undermine truth and try to get international sympathy for their inaction, for they are trying to hide the facts, for they are trying to manipulate the entire events surrounding the Easter attacks, that we are forced to give this press conference today. We condemn unequivocally this attempt of the government to try to go to the international community and try to fool them with their sweet talk, and then also to go to see His Holiness the Pope and try to mislead him, and to use taxpayers' money to go and have a trip, enjoy holidays in hotels, and then go and do this silly thing, which we don't accept. We are making this request after 2.5 years of patience. All kinds of efforts were made by us, calling from the government, this government, to give us justice, give us a transparent investigation, an independent investigation, impartial investigation, not motivated by politics or political exigencies and necessities. But we have failed in this because the government has been pushing us from pillar to post, not revealing or not interested in finding out who is really responsible for this, because the former Attorney General, Mr. Dappula Dilivera, he made a statement to a News First journalist called Sulfik Farsan that this was a grand conspiracy. Actually, this kind of project is a grand conspiracy because a ragtag band of 7 or 8 suicide bombers cannot do such a thing. They needed brainwashing over a long time. They needed the technology to find and make the bombs. They needed the conviction to commit suicide. All of these require time, and all of these require support. So there is somebody who is behind all this. We want to know who that is. That is our right. And therefore, without giving proper attention to this and without investigating it carefully, to go and try to fool the international community in Italy or in the Vatican and try to appear that everything is fine is not the answer to our request. And I must tell you that because of that we will not stop our activities. We are going ahead with our plans to find justice for our people. 269 people were murdered in cold blood. Their body parts were hanging on the rafters of the roof of the church. Blood was splattered everywhere. Families were completely broken. Some people are still on wheelchairs and on beds, permanently disabled. This was a terrible disaster. 47 foreigners were killed from 14 countries. I want to ask the international community to please defend your citizens who died here. the 14 countries including United States, United Kingdom and Australia, Saudi Arabia, China, those people who were killed, those governments must rise up to this and call upon our government to do a transparent investigation and an independent investigation. That is a right of those people who died in the hotels. They came to have a time in the hotels and have a touristic visit to this country and not expecting to be blasted to pieces. So the foreign governments must also apply pressure on our Sri Lankan government to do a thorough investigation of this murder and not try to defend the Sri Lankan government in its nefarious plan. Therefore, I call upon all concerned and I say that we are very sad about this approach to try and go and fool the international community, and the Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister doing that is a serious lack of maturity in deciding on what is to be done.